As with any Eververse update, I will start specifying closer to the start. Anything that I show for the Bright Dust store is currently available this week, and as usual, there is seasonal lockouts and everything. While the Bright Dust store is completely random and could have things from 5 seasons ago, 10 seasons ago, at the same time, the seasonal gear that's currently available at any time is available for silver if you really want to buy it, but at the same time, when the season ends, it will be gone for a whole season until it gets added to the archive and can be bought with silver again. And there's never any real guarantee something will always make it back to the Eververse store. Just look at all the Gambit ornaments for the variety of weapons that got sunset. Those are probably never coming back, unless they get unsunset, in which they'll be back in their season they came back in. But aside from that, time to look at what's available today. So on the front page, we have a shader from last season, Solar Shrapnel, which while it doesn't look exactly solar, it does kind of look pretty solid. Just, I mean, even with my solar setup, I mean, especially look at the eye, that dark red, that looks menacing. But this looks more like an offshoot of Midnight Talons. Like, literally, just looking at the thing, it almost looks exactly like Midnight Talons from year 1 of Destiny. But, you know, get it, just because. And then we also have Transcendental Ambition, which I use in a few weapons here and there because it's a nice metallic look. While it's mostly red and gold, you definitely see it shifting between gold and red on a variety of angles. It does look pretty good on guns. I liked it on my Mindbender's Ambition. And then we also have the Champion entrance from Season 11, which is a transmat, basically just spawning in champion warbleness. And then we also have Alternate Explorer, which is the idea of a sparrow with wheels that never touches the ground, just in case a sparrow needed to go directly up something and needed a wheel to guide it so it didn't bottom out on a hover bike. And then we also have a T-ball emote from Season of the Haunted, which that went by really fast. Hang on, I need to catch that again. Alright, so there's a T, you kick out the T, kick up the ball, and whack it. Okay, that's not a half-bad emote just for messing about, but at the same time, nothing exactly spectacular. I'm not sure if I'll get it. Then on the main store for Bright Dust, going through the flares, we have Amethyst Veil, which is one of the perfect setups if you want a void look. It gives you lots of dark black, lots of dark blue, and all the glow effects will be void purple. Ignore the Pyrogale, that never changes. But look at the eye, that is where you see your glow effects coming into case. Then we also have Vibrant Medusa, which is from Season of the Worthy, which is a quite bright look. You know how nature makes things bright if they're poisonous? Yeah, that's pretty much the whole idea with this. So if you want a pretty green look, or just a pastel green to apply to your weapons, there's that. Then we also have Carbon Blood, which for the longest time was essentially the go-to black and red if you didn't want the New Age Black Armory Radiance effects. Which it still looks good nowadays, although it's still, at the same time, kind of outdated. It is as old as Beyond Light at this point, which is almost 12 seasons. Then we also have Heat Shielded, which is from Season of the Risen? Yeah, that's Risen. Which, to put it blankly, is one of those cost-effect gun shaders. If you actually look at it on some guns, it does change their texture a little bit to kind of like astronaut heat shielding for spacesuits and that sort of thing. Not so terrible. It kind of looks better than Solar Scarred or whatever it was in comparison. Then for transmats, we have Nightmare Emergence, which is, you know, spawning out of pulsing nightmare goop. And then we also have the Harpy entrance, which is you spawning out of a Gorgon, not a Harpy. And then we also have the Resurrected Shadow, which is from last season, which I guess is just more darkness spawn-ins. I guess it's supposed to be Callus or... Callus's, I always forget his armor, Shadow Legion spawn in. And then for our big ticket items for the week, we have the Wicked Taunt, new to this season, which I guess is just a... yeah. Oh, I guess it might be that line. I think it's a Disney reference in some way. Then we also have the Hold That Pose, which is basically the T-Pose emote. If anybody wanted the T-Pose ornament and wanted to just start T-posing on random people, get it so you can T-pose on anybody. Then we also have the Saturind Shell, which I guess is just the Lucent Moth setup, which is the... I don't know how to put it, the plushie moth set? But yeah, if you want your ghost to look like one of the Lucent Moths from the collectibles of Witch Queen, there you go. We also have Pronghorn, a ship from this season as well, which it sounds like it would be a Tex Mechanica thing, but at the same time, it does look pretty solid. Kind of looks like an old G1 Transformers ship. Although, still not terrible. And we also have Externalization from Season of the Chosen, which is, I think, a part of the Archangel set, which I think was Seraph-based, but not really. Clovis-Seraph mix. And then the big ticket for today, we have End of an Era, which is a flintlock pistol look for the last word. One of those things that looks great, and I would love to get it, but at the same time, how often do I use last word nowadays, outside of Crucible? But still looks pretty great. Love its idea. And then, as always, lastly, we have a ghost projection in the form of stasis crystals and a little stasis warble. But on that note, I will repeat what I said in the start. If you want anything for Bright Dust, you have until next Tuesday at reset, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard, if you want to get your hands on anything. If you want to spend money on it, then you'll wait until after that time. But even still, don't wait forever, because there's a chance it'll disappear forever. With that, my name is Mad Scorpion, and I will see you in the next video.